Frank Carillo is performing tomorrow night on the internet, everybody. And it's a special occasion because his birthday is next week, the 14th of July. And it's a special
Yeah.
occasion because we love Frank, and he's one of our most played artists on the stage of My Father's Place in the history of My Father's Place.
Yeah, God bless that big boy. He really, he's a champion of music, and he always helped me out. In fact, I got my record deal on that stage with Atlantic Records.
Tell us that story, would you?
Well, sure. We were trying to put together a band, and we're trying to get, we were auditioning for labels. And this particular evening, my manager got Steve Weiss, who was the head of Swan Song Records, to finally come down to see the band. And he reluctantly came down because, Sam Hazer, who worked for Swan Song, kept bugging him. You got to go down and see the band. You got to see the band. So Epi had us play that evening, and Steve Weiss came down and came downstairs after the show and said, why don't we go across the street to the little club and have a discussion? And that was it. We wound up on Atlantic instead of Swan Song. He played the cassette for Ahmet Ertegun, and that's how we got the deal with Atlantic. And it was because of Epi putting this on at the last minute when we heard we had Steve Weiss coming down. So thanks, Ep.
You say you got something, well, I don't care. I put my money on the Red Queen, and when the pages turn, she'll still be there. I put my money on the Red Queen. I leave the shadows where they belong, and I take up the spaces that nobody wants. I don't care if you think I'm wrong. I put my money on the Red Queen.
Let's see, 1977, so I was 27 years old. And I had already had a deal. I already had a band with Bob Mayo called Doc Holliday. We had a record out in 72, I believe, 72, 73 on Metro Media Records. And then he went on to join Peter Frampton, and then we put together what became Carillo, which I wanted to come up with a better name, but the record company insisted they use it. So I don't know. That was a long time ago.
Since you mentioned Doc Holliday, hadn't you guys rehearsed in the basement over at My Father's Place, if I'm correct?
Oh, yeah. We rehearsed on the stage in the afternoon, in the basement. We would sit down in the dressing room, go over acoustic things. I mean, it was like a second home. And everybody came through there. Everybody that worked there they were just great people, and it was a very enthusiastic and creative time. So it was a lot of fun.
Right.
A lot of fun, and a lot of good things came out of it.
And this is all in the early to mid 70s, correct?
Correct. Early to mid 70s. So like 71 all the way through to 78, I guess. Yeah, that's about what it was. And then, I was off on the road with a couple of Carillo records and the Bad Company tour in 79. So, a lot of history there, a lot of fun, and we had a lot of great experiences across the country. So it was good.
And the color of love is money. But in the time you can deal the next card. Fortunes are made in plenty, but all the king's horses and dead presidents won't fill up that space inside you. And a hole will get bigger and much more intense till you find out how much you've been lied to. You say you know something and I don't care. I put my money on the Red Queen. When the table
I was born in East New York, Brooklyn, and I grew up in Queens, Belrose, Queens. And then when I was about 17, I moved over the border to Nassau County.
Right.
to New Hyde Park for a while.
Right. Last night we did a show with Joe Rufano and Leslie Stoller. And they said, Frank Carillo, didn't he go to Mineola? I guess you guys are all more or less around the same generation.
No, I went to school at Martin Van Buren High School in Queens Village. Mineola, no, that would be
a different
probably
Frank Carillo.
my cousin Frank Carillo. There are 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, come on. And you're
yeah, they really are. They were very traditional in naming after the first grandfather,
right?
Or the father's father,
okay.
And so there's like 4 of them.
That's great. And
we're all numbered.
Are any of them guitar players?
No, I'm the only guitar player. I'm the only musician of them. But I did find out that the youngest Frank Carillo used to go into clubs and he claimed to be me and get free drinks.
Do you guys bear a resemblance?
I found out years later. I thought it was hysterical. I had no idea.
Is there any resemblance among you guys? I mean, obviously there might be.
A little bit. Not much. I guess it was people just heard the name and whatever it was, they got conned. I don't know.
It's getting bad out there. It's getting bad out there. And everybody's head check underneath the bed. Cause everything's changed. It's all gonna be real. It's getting bad out there. It's getting hard to breathe. It's harder to believe. And all the things are gone. The things you counted on. Peace of mind is rare. Can't find it anywhere. Getting bad out there. Birds are singing up in my attic room. Paper boy still throws it on the lawn.
What's your experience been thus far working with the guys and setting up for tomorrow night's broadcast?
Oh, it was great because basically I'm not exactly tech savvy, so the guys were fantastic in helping me set up, and my producer engineer Paul Orfino, he is tech savvy, so he came over. We set up the computer, and we set up the little board, and the guys walked me through it, and it worked out great. I mean, they're an incredible team, all of those guys at my father's place, and they know exactly what they're doing, and they make it very easy. And they didn't make me feel foolish not knowing any of this stuff, because I'm basically, a 20th century guy. I mean, I like to plug the guitar in, and I like tape and things like that. So yeah, it was great working with them, and I can't wait for tomorrow night. It's going to be fun.
Neither can we. We're going to send you balloons or flowers or something right in the middle of the performance.
City streets are emptier than yesterday. I wait for the other shoe to drop. I wait for the dawn newspaper prophets cry. Watch the cloudless sky, into what's to come. As I stick out my thumb, I'm looking for a ride. Take me anywhere. It's getting bad out there.
It's one thing, but then so many people are hurt, and the jobs, and the country's in turmoil, and it's a really weird time to be living. It's very strange. I think it's a transitional time, and I think eventually only good will come out of it. But it's like birth pains. It hurts, but then you get a baby, and something good comes out of it. So that's kind of what it is, I hope.
I like that perspective a lot. I like that metaphor, Frank. And, we certainly need something good to come out of this. And we certainly encourage everybody to get out and vote this year and make a statement with your ballot. This isn't the time to be complacent. Either way you go, I'm not going to say where to vote, but just vote. Participate in the process. Because I've always been a firm believer that if you don't vote, you can't say anything.
Yeah, you have no right to say anything.
Right, but
you exercise your right to vote one way or the other. That's your business.
True.
But get out there, please, everybody, get out there this year.
True.
Hey, it's Epi here on Long Island. Not at my father's place. None of us are at my father's place. We're all home doing these great streams for you. We're going to Woodstock tonight for my friend Frank Carillo. Come on, Mr. Green. Are you there in Woodstock or are you in Long Island? Where are you? Hi, Mark. So you did
Good
a
to see
great
ya.
radio
How
interview.
are
We
ya?
were just listening to it while we're waiting for you to come on.
Thank you.
That was great, and we're really excited to have Frank from his house up in the mountains.
True.
So I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to go and listen. Everyone else, stay healthy. We'll see you at my father's place. We're going to know some information this week or next week on when we can start booking the shows again. Take it away, Mark Green.
Thank you, Epi. Hi, everybody. It's Saturday night, and we're back on mfplive.com. It's a great honor of mine. We just played the interview I did with Frank Carillo yesterday on WUSB, Fermented Radio, Friday mornings, 10 a.m. until noon. And I think that pretty much covered all there is to say for tonight's performance. Frank is going to play a bunch of songs. He's going to tell a couple of stories along with it. And we're all going to pitch in and wish him the very best of birthdays coming up this next Tuesday. So without any delay, I want to send it up to Dutchess County and present the one and only Frank Carillo on myfathersplace.com. Please take it away, Frank.
Hello, everybody. There's only one place I can go from down. Been as low as I can go, way down. I drove 1,000,000 miles today. God, in my way, there's a picture of your face behind my eyes. I couldn't see beyond the screen, too close. I'm hanging from a tree with my own rope. Was looking hard for Eden's door, but the map fell to the floor. There's a picture of your face behind my eyes. Behind my eyes, there's nothing more than shades of gray. Behind my eyes, I can't get out of my own way. There's nothing but desperate forms of you. Nothing I can do. I broke a gentle heart with ease, it's true. I should be falling on my knees, beg her to take me back and start again. Wash away the past, but then I feel the pain on her face. Behind my eyes, behind my eyes, there's nothing more than shades of gray. Behind my eyes, I can't get out of my own way. There's nothing but desperate forms of you. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. falling on my knees. Hello, everybody. To quote the Doors, strange days are upon us. Mist is on the river and the fog is on the road, and all the little children are fast asleep at home. Night plays tricks with your senses. There's something cold out there. I could feel the darkness everywhere. Look for friendly faces, but there's not one to be found. Old man picks through paper bags as he says his prayers out loud. Postman leaves a picture card at the bottom of the stair. Can feel the darkness everywhere. Found an old love letter out by the garden wall. It was signed forever yours, but you were never mine at all. No one could stake a claim to you. I guess that's only fair. I could feel the darkness everywhere. Keys hang by the door and the window is open wide. Smell of winter fills my head. I guess I'll stay inside. Wrap up all you left behind with a ribbon from your hair. Can feel the darkness everywhere. Could feel the darkness everywhere. How's everybody doing? This is really, really bizarre. Usually I can see all of you, and now you can only see me. I have a song that I had most of it finished, and I went into the studio, and Eddie Seville, who's the drummer of the Bandoleros, and Paul Orofino is our producer. They were there, and I played them the verse and the chorus and some of the lyrics, but there was no bridge. And I really wanted to record it that day, so Eddie and Paul jumped in and finished off the bridge for me. So I want to do this one for you because I kind of feel like this, you know. I feel like I'm a little bit left of the 21st century. Up all the liquor, cut the wires to the phone. Air is filled with Macintosh's curse. Government is sucking every penny they can siphon from your purse. Food is filled with chemicals and heroin is cheap. Your kids can sue you if you smack their bums. Well, you listen to your music while you're walking down the street. I hear you hope albums and a picture of Roy. I'm a 20th century boy. I was sitting in a restaurant with a couple of friends. Everyone was looking at their phone. Not one conversation, I might as well be sitting all alone. I know something is going on, but no one wants to go. Everybody's sitting on a throne. I light a cigarette, but man, I hate to smoke all alone. I'm just a 20th century boy, another misfit toy. Got a turntable, albums, and a picture of Roy. I'm a 20th century boy. Out on the street, all on my own. No place to run, no going home. I'm just a 20th century boy, another misfit toy. Just heard we lost Petty, I know we lost Roy. I'm a 20th century boy, 20th century boy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can hear you. I was sitting in this. I was sitting in this little pub in Amsterdam, and this sailor came in, and he sat down. Have these little tables. He sat down right next to us, and after about 3 Genevers, which is Dutch gin, he started smoking a cigarette and telling me this story. And I thought, this would make a great idea for a song. So I call this one "Lost and Found." Some lady with a Bible came up to this girl and said, "Have you found Jesus?" She said, "I didn't know he was missing. I guess he moved on up ahead. I'll let you know if I see him." She carried trays of glasses, she mopped up all the beer, while they slapped her hips and pinched her on her bottom, and on the sailors and the scallywags that spilled in from the pier. Never gave a toss what she thought about it, but with her tips in her pocket, mother's silver locket, and a pain she refused to feel. She would beat that old devil on a whole other level. It something the devil couldn't steal. Well, it was 4 in the morning. She could really use some rest. The rain was pounding hard and heavy. With a shawl across her shoulders, she hoped she wouldn't catch her death. Waves were crashing on the levee. Then she saw him through the raindrops, standing on his own. Right away she recognized him. His hair was a little grayer, his opal eyes still shone with all the mischief that was deep inside him. And while the foghorns were sounding, her warm heart was pounding, but her hands were as cold as the grave. You know, we sailed out on a freighter that was lost at the equator, and they told her no one was safe. She put her hand on his shoulder, but it slipped right through. He smiled as he told her, you know, my heart still belongs to you. And then he faded with the sunrise, and he gave a little wave. Said we'd meet where the sun was always shining. There's magic in the air, roses everywhere, and never a fear of dying. So with a tipsy in her pocket and a mother's silver locket and a pain she could no longer feel, you see, she beat that old devil on a whole other level with something the devil couldn't steal. All right. Well, let's I'm going to change guitars for a minute because I got this. This is another one that I brought the 3/4 of it to the studio and wasn't quite finished. And of course, Eddie, I said, Eddie Seville. I said, Ed, I have the lyrics to this. I have lyrics to this song, but I don't have a bridge. You know, so Eddie, being Eddie, picked up the guitar and messed about. In about 6 minutes, he came up with the music and chords for this song. And it's kind of a scary one because I think with all the things that are going on in the world, we all have that little anticipation of something's going to go over the edge, but don't worry, it won't. Well, there's rain in the desert, snow way down south, paper people melting like ice in your mouth. Chains cross the highway. It's all this about. Is anybody out there? Freedom is easy, but nobody's free. The heavens can swallow the land and the sea, and everything moving will cease to be. Is anybody out there? All the beauties and beasties live and learn. They climb through the shadows and watch the shadows turn. The moon's coming up, the surface it burns. Is anybody out there? Tied to a post, mad barking dogs, Aphrodite with a shotgun. Bet you wish you got one, but don't be afraid if everything's lost. Radio signals jammed by degrees, rich in their bunkers, poor on their knees. The golden age is coming, but only after the freeze. Is anybody out there? Is anybody out there? I'll give you nightmares. You know, I've, some of you have heard this before, but I had a really amazing family. I really did. My parents were incredible. My mother was a queen of hearts. My dad was fantastic. And I know that they would have loved for one of us to be a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher or whatever. But, you know, they had 4 children, and I wound up being a musician, and I knew that when I was very young. And they encouraged me. They were great. And my brother Andrew is a very well-known guitarist and producer. And my sister Dolores is a ballet and jazz and dance teacher for many, many years. She teaches in New York and a couple of times a year in Italy. And my little sister, Stephanie, she's a fashion jewelry designer. So they kind of struck out with all 4 of us. But my mother was incredible, and you know, my dad used to sing these songs to the kids, and one of them was On the Road to Mandalay. And he would throw the girls up in the air and catch them and sing On the Road to Mandalay. And then when I started writing this song, I started thinking about my mom and how she would, everyone was welcome in the house, everyone. It didn't matter if it was dinner time, the weekend, you know, people would go in and out. I mean, we had people from England that would come in and out, even when I wasn't there, musicians. So she was amazing. And when I wrote this song, I was thinking about her. you had a pair of Mandalay eyes with thunder and lightning that lights up the sky. You had a way to make everyone smile with your beautiful, beautiful Mandalay eyes. Your beautiful, beautiful Mandalay eyes. Where your lips were a bow, a ruby and pink, mother of pearl skin that shine like a ring, silver so pure in the dark it would shine. You had a way with your Mandalay eyes. You had a way with those Mandalay eyes. When the moon rises, it will shine like a light on your face. Nothing could rival your smile. No one could take your place. The autumn breeze in the garden rustled the trees, ripple the waters and scatter the leaves. But you carry the summer always inside with your beautiful, beautiful Mandalay eyes. Your beautiful, beautiful Mandalay eyes. Sorry, couldn't resist. It's really weird because I can't see you. And I think that's one of the things I miss the most about this COVID-19 thing that has kept us, all of us, apart. And the band, you know, the band hasn't been able to get together, and we can't get together in the studio, and so we'll make the best of it. And I hope you can, you know, go on and stream and listen to the music that people are making in their homes, and at least you'll have a little bit of contact. And the other thing is, get out and vote this year, please. I had this, I think everybody has a very a very favorite summer. I had one, was 1965. Very bittersweet, but it was great. The music was incredible. And, you know, we had all the bands coming from England. We had the Beatles and the Stones and the Yardbirds. And my band, the Young Blues, used to play at this, during the summer at this country club, which basically it was a tennis court and a pool and a jukebox. And everybody would gather there. And it was terrific, you know. And anyway, this is about 1965 in August. I think I was channeling the Drifters with this one. Where the leaves were green and so were we. There were stars up in the sky and a perfume on the breeze. But the days flew by, they flew by way too soon. Then I lost your love beneath the summer moon. We were younger then the spring. But time keeps on moving, broke like a red balloon. When I lost your love beneath that late August moon, well, I watched the sun turn your skin a golden hue, and your eyes would shine that lovely pale gray blue, while the guitars played all those songs from Liverpool. We would dance all night beneath the summer moon. I could still hear your voice, I still see that smile in your eyes. How I dreaded the day when that August moon would rise. And now the winter wind, man, is crushing my old bones. And I look out from my window and I see nothing going on. But I remember when it was a brand new June. That seemed so far away from that August moon. Well, I remember when it was a brand new June that seemed so far away, yeah, from that August moon. I think we're going to take a little break. Am I correct? This is
Hey, Frank.
Yo, Mark,
I'm
is
here.
that you?
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is. Great to be here with you. Thanks for inviting us into your home, man.
Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you
I'll
for
raise a
doing
glass. Cheers to you, my friend.
this. The
Excellent
allergies
job.
up here are the worst. Horrible.
Oh, boy. I want you to know that you have very many friends watching all over the world. Your friends in Holland tuned in. Some other languages I don't understand. There's a couple messages
Neither
on
do
the
I.
chat stream, but a couple of your family members, everyone's sending you the best, and just saying how wonderful it is to see you tonight playing, doing what they love to see you do.
Oh, great. And then, thanks for having me. I mean, this is the very first time I've ever done anything like this. And, at first it's a little disconcerting because I'm speaking to a camera. And,
Yes.
and my wife is kind of used to that because she for years, she was on, Barbara was on QVC, and, she would speak to a camera and there was no audience. And, it's kind of freaky, but
Yeah,
But I'm
it's
glad we're doing
understandable. You're not too old to try, Frank, and you're doing a great job. And we're clapping
How
in our
old am
homes,
I?
and everybody's in the audience is enjoying it. And that's not the question. Come on, you're 28 again,
in my
and,
head.
and you're just taking off from my father's place on a trip around the globe.
Oh, that's
and,
fantastic.
Yeah, Yeah,
I mean,
man.
that was a really big part of my life. You know, I remember having Epi would let us rehearse there in the afternoon. It was a huge stage, and we would rehearse there, and he was always there for us. It was probably one of the greatest clubs in America because of the way it was run, because of the people that ran it, the people that owned it, and especially Epi made you feel like it was a family. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it really was. We could go there. We saw some incredible people, and yeah, it was. And so I'm so glad that he's back, and my father's place is back.
Well, we're doing the best we can, Frank. These are strange times, as you said at the top, and we're hoping very soon to be back over at the club and doing shows on our stage. But in the meantime, we're just going to keep chipping away here on the internet. And I don't know if there's any other club in America that's done 25 live internet streams that are mostly original artists playing their music or artists playing their original music. Yeah.
That's incredible. That's great. It's so
It
good
is,
to get
and-
people out there doing that. I mean, it's hard for musicians today.
Yeah, but I think what people need to know is that we love what we do. Myself and Don and Terry and Peter and everybody on our crew, we can't not do it. It's what we do, man. And we just love working with folks like yourself because it's so easy. And when we set it up and you perform as you do and we hear your voice, it just makes everything worthwhile. So, Frank,
Thanks, Mark.
happy
Thank you.
birthday, buddy. And thank you so much for sharing it with us. And if you don't mind taking it away, I'm just going to stop talking and let you play some more music, okay?
Sounds like okay to me. It's fine. Here we go. I got this new one. This is the band recorded this, and we've done it live a couple of times. Eddie Seville and I have gone over to Europe for two tours, an acoustic tour, just a duo tour, and this one, they loved this one, and it was very difficult to not to have the band there, but especially now that they canceled. In March, our acoustic tour was canceled, and then the band tour was canceled because of all this craziness. And hopefully in 2021, they're telling us that we're coming back to Holland, Belgium, England, and Germany. So anyway, this is kind of a new one. It's usually a band song. It's oh, by the way, I got a friend of mine who's watching. I told him I'd pull on my nose to say hello. This one's called Whiskey Took the Wheel. His wife was gone, his kids were grown. Loneliness worse than being alone. Cobwebs in his brain was all he could feel. Days moved on like desert miles. Desperation's favorite child, shackled to a boat without a keel. That's when the whiskey took the wheel. Took the wheel and pressed the pedal down. The tires leave the ground. The only thing you feel took the wheel. So buzzing in your head, fingers feel like lead. Your senses start to reel. That's 'cause the whiskey took the wheel. 90 miles an hour's fine when you're riding with some peace of mind. Not when heartache's nipping at your heel. has no light at all. Pray the engine doesn't stall. The devil laughs and offers you a deal. That's 'cause the whiskey took the wheel. Took the wheel and pressed the pedal down. Your tires leave the ground. Only thing you feel, took the wheel, and buzzing in your head. Your hands, they feel like lead. Senses start to reel. It's 'cause the whiskey took the wheel. Took the wheel, pressed the pedal down. Tires leave the ground. Only thing you hear, took the wheel, buzzing in your head. Hands that feel like lead. Your senses start to reel. It's when the whiskey took the wheel. That's 'cause the whiskey took the wheel. That's 'cause the whiskey took the wheel. Excuse me, sorry. I got this friends of mine from a band Golden Earring, George Cormans and Barry Hay. They discovered this singer Anouk, and and she was doing an album, and they called me and they said, "Do you have like a bluesy ballad that she could do?" And I was writing this song, and my wife Barbara said, you have to finish this because I think it'll be a good one. Little did I know. So I finished it and I sent a cassette off to Europe, and Anouk really liked it, and so George and Barry flew me over to do the acoustic and the slide and electric guitar thing, and so I really have to. They're very generous guys, so I want to do this song only because when they finally recorded it, about 4 weeks after the release, the album sold about 1.4 million copies. And they had also asked me to write another song, which I wrote, called Pictures on Your Skin, that was included on the record. So, guys, thank you, because a part of this house was because of this. Anyway, it's called Pictures on Your Skin, and I've probably done this 3 times in the last 15 years, so bear with me. When no one can hear me, 'cause no one's around, but I still hear your whispers in the dark. I know I can go I know I can leave whenever I please. But time is a jailer for me. A face in the window, looking inside. No one else sees it, I know. But now the years have changed what the ending will be. Time is a jailer for me. Step out of the light into the dark. This time of night is the hardest part. Will I still hear the sound of your key in the door? I still hear the sound of your shoes on the floor. But it's only the sound, nothing at all. And so it must be. Time's just a jailer for me. Time just a jailer for me. Thanks, George. Thanks, Barry. Thank you, Anouk. Anyway, that was a great experience, and I remember flying over to do the session, and I got on the plane, and they had to go back to the gate because there was an engine problem, and there were this young woman sitting next to me and a young woman sitting behind me, and then we went back out, and then they came back in and changed planes, and the poor woman was going to meet her family, and she said, I want to get off the plane. I want to get off the plane. I told her, listen, they fixed it, but I can guarantee you one thing. I'm not dying in a plane crash. I promise you. And she was crying, and then the pilot actually took her into the cockpit, sat her down, and this would never happen today, and she sat there for takeoff, and everything was fine. But that was on the way for Time as a Jailer, and well, this one, I was sitting in a cafe in Holland when this sailor. Oh no, wait a minute, that's something else. This one's called Roll the Bones. We took the bag of money out of where the tall grass grows. You never turn to take a second look. I grabbed the boat to Paris for a brand new suit of clothes, where the tailor keeps his patrons on a hook. Well, my face is lined with travel, my hair's a little gray. Oh, when you and I unravel, I really felt betrayed. So meet me down in London town, and we can roll the bone. I'm gonna meet you down in London town, but I'm leaving there alone. Well, the game, love or money, sometimes they're both the same, but your sweet breath never gave the game away. I thought I knew you better, but I've got myself to blame. And there's something so exciting when we play. Well, a snake can paralyze you, your eyes can do the same. Your touch is so enticing, I ain't even got my name. So meet me down in London town, and we can roll the bone. I'm gonna meet you down in London town, but I'm leaving there alone. Now I'm holding up in Chelsea, out by the old King's Road, where the barmaid there is still my one true love. She never asked for nothing, just to pay her what I owe, and she got my back whenever things get rough. But I'm waiting on you, honey, that's the only move to make. I had to make it personal, that was my one mistake. So meet me down in London town, and we can roll the bone. I'm gonna meet you down in London town, but I'm leaving there alone. Meet me down in London town, we're gonna find your mother's grave. I'll meet you down in London town, I'm gonna put you where she lay. Okay. Well, got a couple of more to do. See, I have to remember these songs because there's so many words. I'm gonna do a new song. We're gonna try it out. It's called "Knocking on Your Door," and it's kind of like an English folky country thing. And when we recorded it originally, we kind of did it live. You know, we sat in the studio, everybody sat around, and we didn't use headphones, and we used the vocal was live, and so it was a lot of fun to do that way, which a lot of people are not recording that way anymore. Anyway. It's called "Knocking on Your Door." Well, I've been gone so long, and I know I must be wrong to think that you'd days. Live my life in a pale blue haze. There's nothing standing in my way but you. So I wait for the tide with my suitcase and my pride, till I find myself knocking on your door. Will you try and give me one more chance? I'm a prisoner of circumstance. I need you now more than I can say. 'Cause I never had a love like yours, and I don't deserve it anymore. Tell me now if I should go or stay. So I wait for the tide with my suitcase and my pride, till I find myself knocking on your door. Till I find myself knocking on your door. All right, well, we're kind of running out to the end here, so I'm going to do There's a couple of songs here that you know, I feel like I'm talking to myself. I know you're out there, but there's a song called Eastern Time. I was Barbara and I had gone to Thailand and Hong Kong on business. She had business there, and I tagged along. And it was really, really strange and very interesting and exciting. But so we came back and we took a vacation in Arizona, and I wrote this on a Spanish laúd. So this is called Eastern Time. On the railroad station wall, waiting for the other shoe to fall. I'm waiting all night for the call to come. Supposed to meet in San Antone. Well, the party early, says she flies alone. Looking at my watch, I begin to grow. Running on Eastern Time, slipping immigration across the date line. I'm running on Eastern Time. Hong Kong, Mumbai, civil train. I'm looking for a jewel to fit the chain. Waiting on the phone and it's a clue. I hear footsteps up ahead, I think. My hands are sweaty, I can use a drink. Move on, buddy, I got no time for you. I'm running on Eastern Time, slipping immigration across the deadline. I'm moving on Eastern Time. I got a gun in my pocket, police in my room. I can't go back to the hotel now. I wonder what you did with the J1 year. Did you mean to get it out or smuggle it back in? Well, we never talk, I guess we don't know how. I'm moving on Eastern time, slipping immigration across the deadline. I'm running on Eastern time, slipping immigration across the deadline. I'm moving on Eastern time. I think we have time for one more, guys. I think this is that okay, Mark? One more, or are we waiting? Yeah?
No, keep rolling, Frank. That's great, man.
You know, and I forgot to do what I was supposed to do.
Well, just keep going, bro. It's great to have you. We're not at the club and we don't have a curfew, so as long as you're
good.
willing,
Good.
just keep going. When you're done, I'll wrap it up, and that's
Okay.
about it, man. We're loving it. Thank you.
Here's a song that I finished one of the CDs with, and I think it really kind of says something about what we're going through now. And it's called "When Will This Plane Land?" Where will this road lead us to? Where are all the signs we knew? Lead us down to solid ground. When will this plane land? Who is pulling on the strings that keeps the whole world spiraling? The greed and war that never ends. When will this plane land? Well, I heard songs from long ago. They keep repeating what we should know. Hate brings down the mighty crown. When will this plane land? What will happen years from now, when we're dead and gone, and somehow the legacy we left behind was just an empty page. So point the finger, who's to blame? We have to play the mirror game. The reason stares back from the frame. When will this Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you. My father's place, Epi, I love you. Guys, I love you. It's been a great, great time, even as strange as it is. Well, Mark, what's going on?
Well, Frank, thank you. Thank you. This is it. We're just sitting around listening to Frank Carillo, and it's Saturday night. It was really wonderful hearing you play and sing and all of that. I mean, you're wonderful, and it's so nice of you to invite us into your home.
You're welcome.
Thank you, please, to your wife and your family for allowing us to be there with you.
Yeah, she's great, and all of my friends. I want to say happy birthday to Mark Lake, my buddy, because today is really his birthday. And Mark, he's a singer-songwriter, an old friend that I've known since I'm 13, maybe. And you will always be 3 days older than me. So what's going on? You want to do one or?
That would be a great. Yes, please play two.
I got one or two. I'm just. Come on in, Barbara. Please, just stick your head in. This is my beautiful wife, Barbara Bixby. There she is. Stick your brain in it.
Hi, Barbara.
Okay.
Thanks for having us in your home.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
All right, so I'm going to do one or two more, and then we're going to say goodnight. And
Yep. I'm gonna step out. Thanks, Frank.
Well, I took the train to Glasgow to even up a score. No matter how much luck you have, you always look for more. All the luck you plunder won't always cinch the deal. Took the train to Glasgow just to hear the church bell peal. I met a girl in Holland, velvet skin she had. I couldn't understand her, but it wasn't all that bad. Without communication, some kind of ESP. Met her in the morning, now she wants to marry me. So give the dog his one good day and sly old Nick his due. I'm gonna shake the road dust off my feet and go back home and stay with you. Where the rows of fine old houses consigned to turn to dust. They need a place to build a space that's bound to rot and rust. Build a high-rise palace where kings pay the fee. The rows of fine old houses are consigned to history. Well, I wonder who said it. The more things change, the more they stay the same. But I can't forget it. I'm going back to from where I came. Well, a man had told me one time God was his own best friend, but he only loved the people who sent money to him. Well, it made me kind of nervous. I didn't have a cent, but all the money you pile on the earth in heaven don't make a dent. So give the dog his one good day and sly old Nick his due. I'm gonna shake the road dust on my feet. I'm gonna roll back home and stay with you. Gonna roll back home and stay with you. All right. Just one more. I just got to get it out because I keep coughing and I want to spit this out. So, no. your silky neck when you wake in the morning. There'll be a fire on the ballroom deck when you wake in the morning. All the pretty girls are too scared to move. Lie is all you need to prove. You hear the bells ringing loud and true when you wake in the morning. Did you lose your mind when you sold your heart for next to nothing? Knew your lines, well, you played your part, that was really something. Is there any reason or rhyme to see? Tell me why'd you do this thing to me? Just steal the words to set you free when you wake in the morning. Someone banging on your bedroom door and the night is calling. A storm is coming, I can hear it roar, and the stars are falling. You could try to rob my dignity or skin the flesh right off of me, but I'll be standing there. You wait and see when you wake in the morning. You feel the heat from above. Did it make you shiver? You hide the truth from the ones you love just to leave forever. Glass is broken, your feet are cut. There's a full moon shining, but not bright enough. And the road will be so hard and rough when you wake up in the morning. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. I'm glad you came out. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, everyone. That was really tremendous. Happy birthday, Frank.
Thank you.
Happy many more to you. Yeah, I just want to send my my very most sincere birthday from you, from our staff to you. You really are one of our favorites, and personally, when you come in, I love having you and Eddie be there, and you're so easy to work with. It's a pleasure. Thanks.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I love you all. And to everybody that was listening, thank you so much for tuning in.
And Frank, tell us
now
one
you
more
know how I
time.
cough. What?
Please tell us one more time the name of your friend Paul, the engineer. What is his
Paul
last name?
Orofino, my producer and my best friend, and he's a brilliant engineer, and he's done so many great records. And he won't get on the camera, but Paul Orofino in Millbrook Sound Studios.
We'll look him up. We heard him, and I wanted to shout him out because he's really did a wonderful job on this broadcast, and it came across excellent. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you. And Epi, I love
a lot
you.
of fun. All right. So, guys, that's it. Saturday night, 10:16 on the dial, and Frank Carillo, the one and only Frank Carillo, live from my father's place. I wish I knew how many times he actually played the stage. It would have been fun to say, this is his 37th appearance. I don't know, 75th appearance. But anyway, here we are, and it's almost dead center in the middle of summer. So we are coming back with more live streams. We're going to take tomorrow night off, but we'll be back on Monday with Kevin Brennan and the Captains of Destiny. Captains of Destiny are a group of gentlemen with Andy Huneberg, Jess Kessler, Ed Driscoll, and Gary Oliar returns with Kevin Brennan this Monday night at 9 p.m. right here at myfathersplace.com on the live tab. Then Tuesday, all the way from South Africa, Toby Tobias Ensemble will be performing. Well, Toby lives out in the East End now, but he's originally from Johannesburg, and we're going to hear all about his plight, and more than that, his amazing music. Very talented, and if you're not familiar with Toby, you're going to want to join us on Tuesday at 9 p.m. This Thursday, blues guitar legend Mark Teleska. When his material came in to select for playing, I immediately was like, oh my gosh, we have to get this guy, Mark Teleska. I think he was recently nominated for a blues award from one of the blues magazines. So that's going to be on Thursday, the 16th at 9 p.m. And let's see, I guess we have a Friday night show. Of course we do, with Nancy Sirianni and the Sirianni Band. Nancy's another one of our local favorites, singer-songwriter. Very, very pleasant person to work with, and more than that, an excellent performer, and you're going to love her songwriting. Saturday, we're going to do a short show, maybe a half an hour, with comedian Fred Rubino. It's called Get the Food Out of Here. And what that is Fred cooking in his kitchen, doing a recipe from his family cookbook, and his wife films it and gives him the business while he's doing it. So it's kind of fun. And if you're like me, a married person with a family that watch you cook, then you're going to love Fred Rubino next Saturday night. And then something I'm really looking forward to on the 23rd, we're going to be back with one ass-kicking rock and roll show from Eric Shankman and his trio live in Toronto. So Eric Shankman is most commonly known for coming up with Spin Doctors. And he's been out on his own for some time playing blues guitar. And he can play the blues guitar, and his band kicks it. So I don't think he's going to have Cody, but he came around with the one and only Cody Dickinson at my father's place. And they were doing their rehearsal, and I was like, Cody, is that? And sure enough, from the North Mississippi All-Stars, the Cody Dickinson, son of Jim Dickinson. So we were blown away that night, and I know Eric is going to have a great, great band together on the 23rd. So on the 24th is our good friend Ken McGorry and the Mead brothers, Greg and Rich Mead, whom these three guys are also from the old My Father's Place, going back a gazillion years ago, because they all played there. And let's see, Ray Lambiase, our very, very close friend and someone who helps us on every broadcast, is coming back on Saturday night, the 25th. Pete Mancini will be performing. I don't know if the Hillside Airmen will be along with him, but that would be great. And that's going to be on the 28th. And then we wrap up this month with DSK Experience on the 31st. So that's our schedule. And my name is Mark. You will find me right here on Monday night at the myfathersplace.com live tab for the stream. And until then, just have a great day. For all you overseas people, enjoy tomorrow. It's already nighttime here. It was raining heavy, but who knows? Maybe it's sunny in Singapore. Maybe it's beautiful in wherever you are. So, good night. I'll see you all Monday.
Hey, look on the ground. There's blood and it's spilling all around. And we live in the garden of Eden, yeah. Don't know why we want to tear the whole thing to the ground. We live in the garden of Eden, yeah. I don't know why we want to tear the whole thing down. Look at the green, green trees. Ain't quite as green,